You can enroll in Social Security retirement benefits or Medicare online at ssa.gov. But what about enrolling in both at the same time? Coming up next, we'll show you how to submit these together on one application. This video piggybacks on our popular How to Enroll in Medicare Online video. But this time, we'll show you how to enroll in Medicare while also signing up for Social Security retirement benefits. Let's take a look at the process from start to finish. First, here are some important assumptions and notes. You need to create a My Social Security online account at ssa.gov to complete an application electronically. We'll link to our video on how to create the account in the description below and at the end of this video. You can submit an application for Social Security and Medicare benefits up to 4 months prior to when you want them to start. Yes, that means you can do this in the 4 months prior to your 65th birthday month if you want. And lastly, your Medicare start date, always the first of a month, doesn't have to match up with your Social Security benefit starting month. They can be different. Okay, let's go to the main page at ssa.gov. Keep in mind that the site's functionality and the location of things might change when you get there, but overall, they will always make it relatively obvious where to apply for benefits. Additionally, the order in which we show application questions might have been changed by SSA by the time you get around to applying. We recommend that if you're enrolling in both Social Security and Medicare, that you start by selecting a retirement benefits application. But you certainly could start with a Medicare application and answer the questions appropriately to also add Social Security retirement benefits. Either way works. If you're already logged into your SSA account, here's what the main account dashboard looks like. You can start an application by clicking the link further down the page that says Start Your Retirement Application Now, and you'll proceed from there. But let's go back to the main ssa.gov page for a moment. To begin the application from here, you'll simply click the Apply for Benefits link in the Apply section. On the next page, we're going to choose the most common scenario of retirement benefits. And then a little further down, click the Learn How to Apply button. Then on the next page, you'll click Start Application. If you already started an application and have a re-entry number, you can pick up where you left off by selecting Finish Existing Application. On the next page, check the box to agree to their terms and then click Next to continue. Then select the Start a New Application button in the Apply and Complete section. Here, you'll select that you're applying for yourself, and then choose Yes that you have an existing My Social Security account. After you hit Next, you'll be prompted to sign in to your SSA account. For those who create an account before September 18, 2021, you'll log in here. Everyone else will either use login.gov or id.me to log in. After you enter your username and password and the two-step verification code, which usually comes to you via text or email, you'll be taken to the first page of the application for benefits. The beginning is partially pre-filled with your full legal name, Social Security number, and date of birth. You'll then enter your gender, whether you're blind or have very low vision, and whether you've been disabled and unable to work in the last 14 months. A note on that last question about being disabled. If you're already age 65 plus, answering yes to this question will only complicate things, and you likely won't be able to continue with the application in this manner. A different set of rules apply for disability applications, so most people are going to answer no here and then click Next to proceed. On the next page, you'll enter your contact information, mailing address, phone number, and the email you would like to receive confirmation and updates about your application. And then at the bottom, enter your language preference and click Next. After that, you'll enter where you were born and your citizenship status. In this example, the person was born in Ohio, so they are a U.S. citizen born inside the U.S. This next page is frustrating as it's a terribly worded question. In the beginning, we selected a retirement application. Now it's asking us if we are enrolling in Medicare only, but not for monthly retirement cash benefits. You'll want to get this right. In our example, we're enrolling in both retirement benefits and Medicare benefits. So the answer is no here. We're not just enrolling in Medicare only. Now you've gotten far enough into the application to be given what's called a re-entry number. At this point, either write down the number, print the page, or save the page as a PDF. You'll need this number if you don't finish the application in one sitting and need to jump back in at a later time. Okay, click Next. Now you will see questions about whether you've had a different Social Security number in the past or different names, such as a maiden name. If you answer no to both, then you click Next to move on. If you do need to reference prior names, then answer yes, add the information, and then click Next. This page asks if you're currently married. If not, then you can click to move forward. But if you are married, click yes and answer the sub-questions that pop up below. Enter your spouse's name at birth, their Social Security number, if you know it, and their date of birth. After that, enter your date of marriage, place of marriage, and the type of marriage. The next page is where you would enter any prior marriages, if applicable. Here it's asking whether you have any children. In this example, the person has children, but all the additional questions are answered no, such as if a child is disabled or still in high school. Here's where you answer some questions about your employer in the current year. Obviously, if you aren't working or don't plan to work this year, then answer no and click Next. But if you're still working, answer yes and click the Add button to enter data about your employer. Now you enter the employer's name and address. If the employer has several addresses, just put in something that makes sense in your situation. Then add your employment start date. If you can't remember the exact month and year, that's okay. Just do your best. And then you would only add an end date if the employment already ended this year. If you're still working at this very moment, just click the box that says Employment has not ended. Click Save to return to the previous page. You can add more employers if you have more than one job currently. Otherwise, click Next. This page is only for those who are self-employed. If that applies to you, then choose Yes and answer the sub-questions. If not, choose No and click Next. Here are a few questions about any work you did outside of the United States. Most people will enter No here. And then it asks if you agree with your earnings history on your Social Security statement. If you don't agree, then you may want to contact Social Security before submitting this application. But if you agree, choose Yes and click Next to move along. Now it's asking about your total expected earnings from work in the current year. This is relevant to those applying for Social Security prior to their full retirement age, but you'll need to answer the questions regardless of the situation. In our example, the person was born in 1959 and turned 65 in 2024. They are starting Social Security early. Their full retirement age with Social Security is 66 and 10 months. If this is also your situation, and you have earnings from a job prior to age 66 and 10 months, you need to be aware of the Social Security Earnings Test. This test is what potentially limits how much you can earn from working a job without those earnings reducing your Social Security benefit amount. But once you reach your full retirement age, your earnings from that job are no longer an issue, and you can make as much as you want and not see a reduction in the Social Security benefit amount. In 2024, the annual exempt earnings amount is $22,320. But in the year you will reach full retirement age, the exempt earnings amount is higher. In 2024, $59,520 can be earned in the months prior to reaching your full retirement age. So that's why this page is so important. In our example, the person worked only the first 3 months of 2024 and had total earnings of about $12,000 in that time frame. But then they retired in April and had no income after that. The next question is asking if you had earnings of more than $1,860 per month in every month of 2024. That would be no in our case. Then a sub-question pops up asking you to mark the months in which you expect to have income of less than $1,860 per month in 2024. So we'll mark April through December here. Everyone's situation will be unique, so enter the appropriate answers based on your income. Next, you will answer the question whether you worked outside of the US. And then you will answer the special payments question at the bottom. This is for special payments or deferred compensation that you received in one year, but was actually from a prior year. For most people, this will be no. The next page is confirming whether you had a job in the past where you didn't pay into Social Security taxes, such as state teachers' retirement or railroad retirement. Answer the questions based on your situation and move on to the next page. Now, this is a really important page as it solidifies when you want your retirement benefits to be deposited in your bank account for the first time. Whichever month you select in this dropdown here is not actually when you'll receive the benefits. Benefits are always paid 1 month after the month you select. In our example, the person chose March 2024 as the start date, but benefits will actually hit the bank account in April 2024. So plan accordingly when you answer this question. Then you'll enter a reason why you chose this date. If the first two options don't apply, then choose the other reason option and add a quick description. Okay, we're almost done. This is where you will enter your bank account information for the direct deposit of the Social Security benefits. Answer yes here and then add the type of account, checking or savings, the 9-digit routing number, and your bank account number. Click Next to proceed. This page is asking if you ever applied for Medicare, Social Security, or SSI benefits in the past. Most will answer no here, but you will answer yes if you already have Medicare Part A. In our example, the person didn't have any Medicare or Social Security before, so the answer is no. And now we're finally at the point where they ask about Medicare Part B. First, they want to know if you already have Part B. This video is about someone wanting to enroll in both Social Security and Part B, so the answer will be no, they don't have Part B yet. Then a sub-question will show up asking if you want to enroll in Part B. That would be a yes, because that's our goal here. A quick note, if your situation is different and you're just wanting to enroll in Social Security retirement benefits and Medicare Part A only, then you would answer no to the 2 questions at the top. When you enroll in Social Security and you're Medicare eligible, you automatically get Medicare Part A when submitting this application. They won't ask if you want Part A. Then you need to answer the question about whether you're receiving state Medicaid health insurance benefits at this very moment. After that, click Next to continue to the final questions about group health insurance coverage. This question seems to confuse people, so let me nail this down for you. It asks, are you covered under a group health plan? What they're really asking is, are you covered under a group health plan based on current employment of either you or your spouse? If you click on the More Info link here, you'll actually see what they mean by a group health plan. This means you would answer no if you're on an individual health plan, like the Marketplace or a short-term plan, COBRA through a former employer, or if you just don't have any health insurance right now. Those examples are not health insurance based on current employment through an employer. But when you answer yes to this first question, then you'll see that it gives you a sub-question about whether the coverage is based on your current employment. If it's not, then you'll get another sub-question that asks if it's coverage through another person's current employment, like through your spouse. Eventually, more questions will show up asking for the dates of employment and dates of health insurance coverage. Here's where people usually goof up. When it asks, what date did employment start, it's asking about the person who the health insurance is based on. That could be you if you're the employee who the insurance is through, but it could be your spouse who is the employee. So enter the start date of employment for the employee. Don't agonize over any of these dates if you don't know for sure. If you're doing this enrollment right when you turn 65, it really won't matter. And if you're doing it after age 65, it also won't matter, as in that scenario, you'll be turning in additional forms to Social Security showing proof of employment and health insurance coverage. So you'll definitely enter an employment start date for the employee providing the insurance. The end date of employment should be skipped, as employment hasn't ended in our situation. And that means you'll click the box that says employment has not ended. And the same goes for health insurance dates. Now you'll answer the questions about the person who is enrolling in Social Security and Medicare Part B. When did this person start on the group health plan through either their employment or their spouse's employment? Again, the end date should be left blank, based on answering yes at the very top of this page. And then you'll click the box that says health insurance has not ended. This page is where you can enter some remarks if you feel it's helpful to explain something about your application or situation. In most cases, you don't need to add any notes, but you certainly can. Click Next to continue. Here, you'll most likely enter No for the question about providing an advanced designee for your benefits. You would only answer yes here if you're unable to manage the Social Security benefits you'll be receiving. For example, if someone else has power of attorney for your financial needs. So you'll probably just choose No and click Next to review and submit your application. This page shows a full summary of every section of the application with your answers. If you notice a mistake, there is an Edit button in each section to make corrections. But if everything looks good, at the bottom of the page, you'll need to click the button agreeing to submit the application electronically and click Submit Now. Now you'll see a confirmation page with your confirmation number. You'll notice that the confirmation number is the same as the re-entry number you were given earlier in the application process. Within a minute, you'll receive an email from Social Security that your application has been received. But it's very important that you take this opportunity right now to save or print a copy of the application here at the bottom of this page. Click where it says View and print your receipt. Then you can choose whether to save it as a PDF or print a hard copy for your files. Your application will be processed over the coming weeks. Depending on the timing and the situation, it may get approved within a week, but in other cases, it might take more than a month. You can see the status of your application on the dashboard of your SSA account when logged in. When it's approved, you'll see Part B medical insurance right here in this section, and you can also pull up the proof in your benefit verification letter, which can be accessed right here. You can see more detailed instructions on how to do this at our special website, medicaremindset.com/proof. Hey, if you like this video, be sure to watch our other videos right over here. Thanks for watching.